I agree. Airbnb's dead. If you're a loser, let's talk about it. Welcome back, Airbnb family. There's two grifters on the internet trying to sell whatever they're trying to sell on this video, and they're saying that Airbnb's dead, it's a waste of your time, you shouldn't do it. And all this is a confession of the lack of aptitude that these two creators have. Let me deliver this argument. They've never done anything significant with their life ever. They've got a little lucky, they've made a little money, but they've never survived really anything real. And so they believe that their life advantage is to find easy stuff faster than everybody else, get ahead of it, and try to convince people to do easy stuff that has no proven longevity. And by selling shovels to people who are constantly opportunity seeking on a very shallow level, they can make some real money, maybe. And they have to do this because they have no real ability in life. They don't know anything about anything. If they were really good at any singular business model, they would not have to shift from product to continue to sell themselves as a leader in a space. When they say that Airbnb is a bad business model, this is just a lack of acumen. They should be able to tell you the history of Airbnb. As an expert in real estate, Pace Morby might say, or Ryan Pineda might say, I've done this since 2017, but they have no comprehension for the fact that the reason why either of them were in Airbnb is because Airbnb did a good job of marketing to them. And they saw a little bit of an opportunity and they took it. And at the time, Airbnb was a market leader, and Airbnb had good optics, and Airbnb made them money. But now the industry is shifting to a regular industry. It's not even a hard industry. All you have to do is be on more channels than just Airbnb. And this is what makes it super easy. I want you to imagine that VRBO and Airbnb and Booking.com are like racehorses, or like they're street cart vendors with their little hot dog stands. And they're racing to find the customers. They're spending money on trying to get their inventory, hot dogs or hosts, and they're spending money on trying to find the customers, driving around the city looking for special events and cool stuff to do. And until just last year, there really only was Airbnb, VRBO, Booking.com, and then TripAdvisor, who had less than 2% market share still. But those were your top four all over the US. And now, over the last 12 months, because Airbnb has had such a falling out of reputation, it has trained the buyers of the industry to realize that there's all sorts of places that they can get bookings. And now we are seeing these little boutique sites, more hot dog stands running around the city trying to find special places that they can sell their hot dogs to. And us, as business owners, we should be betting on these little hot dog vendors. And it costs you nothing to place those bets. If you're on Agoda and Bring Fido and Hopper and Whimstay and Travel Station, which can get you on Marriott Homes and Villas, and you're on Booking.com, which can get you on Priceline, and VRBO, which can get you on Expedia, and TripAdvisor, you just expand through these channels using a channel manager. Whenever one of them does a good job, spends a little money on marketing, and then finds some guests, you'll get those guests. But people like Ryan Pineda and Pace Morby, they don't have the intelligence to lead business owners through times of change or adversity. Pace Morby doesn't understand how easy it is to make a beautiful property that everyone likes. Ryan Pineda doesn't understand that there's adaptation to industries. All he's ever done is hop from one idea to another to another. Of course, idiots are going to be critical of something that becomes beyond their IQ level. And they both stake their reputation on being influencers. That's the only way that they can make their money, is convincing people to trust them. And so they have to change the narrative and try to get in front of the anti-Airbnb sentiment. And hopefully somebody who sees their video first might go, oh yeah, these guys are the Airbnb experts. I should listen to them. Where the rest of us know that these guys are just tools. They are products in front of a camera, and 3 years from now, they're going to try to sell you something else. That system of getting in front of an idea and then selling a little course, it's very Tai Lopez. And anybody who tries to do what Tai Lopez does immediately loses all of my trust. I don't know about you guys. Short-term rentals has seen year-over-year revenue growth. Yes, Airbnb's lost market share, but it's long overdue. And any host who's on multiple channels is saying that they're seeing year-over-year growth as well. There's very few hosts that I know that are actually complaining about their businesses. Very few. But in business, somebody's got to lose, right? We are in a phase where Airbnb has grown and short-term rentals have grown to a critical mass. And now as people enter the space, they very well could make it harder for people who are not as good as them. But this industry will always have people who are not good or not committed. You can look at it like a talent tenacity matrix. People can join Airbnb, do short-term rentals, and are super talented, make beautiful spaces without any practice, and are really good to guests, are really charming. They'll make a lot of money. But even those people will quit whenever the going gets tough, and it's just not worth what it used to be. That's a lack of tenacity. I have a friend named Megan. She designed the Queen's Landing property that we did videos about years ago, and she was making $14,000 a month net profit. And then 2023 hit, and she was only making $7,000 a month net profit, and she was mad, and she quit. That's a lack of tenacity. She quit while having a profitable property because it just wasn't making what it used to. And she was just fed up with it. But she had a lot of talent. Very first property, making $14,000 or $15,000 a month. That's something you should be proud of. And if that happens, where people as good and talented as Megan quit, then this industry will always have a washing out of part-time hobbyist hosts or losers like Ryan Pineda and Pace Morby. They're just going to quit. And then what happens is there's less supply. And because there's less supply, the guests will have to pay more money. So it's precisely that Ryan Pineda is saying don't do Airbnb that you should. Because if he convinces people not to get into the space, and other people have quit because they're just not happy because Airbnb changed their policies, then we're going to have not enough hosts. I even saw an ad this morning from VRBO trying to get hosts to sign up and list in Galveston, Texas. I want you to think critically here. Why would VRBO run a paid ad campaign to try to find inventory in a market? It's because their data shows that they have a lot of search in that market, and they project that they're not going to have enough inventory to sell all of the people that will be searching. They need more properties, so they're advertising to find hosts. If we are in an era where channels are paying money to find hosts, that means that they have more guests and they need to catch up on the host side. But of course, Ryan and Pace Morby wouldn't know anything about that, would they? I doubt that they've actually ever actively ran their businesses in the first place. They probably have partners and co-hosts and housekeepers, and they use software. They've never scrubbed a toilet a day in their life. They've never de-escalated a guest. It's always been from the stance of the investor. And if you think of it like that, you have two investors who just don't like the investing space anymore. We talked about that years ago. I said investors were going to get killed. And the fact that they're crying now, yeah, that means that I was right. This is an industry for business owners and operators, and it's an easy one. And it's especially easy right now that the investors are quitting. If the money's just not good for these losers and they get out, then like I said, there's going to be less supply. And us business operators, we're going to make a ton of money. Now, I have taught recently, there are a few things that you have to be a successful short-term rental operator. You need to have a good product, you need to understand price, and you need to pay attention to your competition. All of that in summary. And as long as you do that, you're going to kick some ass. You're going to kick these guys' ass. And then you can brag that you make more money on Airbnb than Ryan Pineda and Pace Morby, and they quit like little bitches. Just everyday hosts, outperforming guys who like to say that they're good at stuff. That's pretty fun, isn't it? So follow if you want to learn really how to do short-term rentals, and stop listening to grifters who jump from idea to idea looking for low IQ people to convince to join some new idea. We can name it confidence arbitrage, really. They get somewhere, try to act confident, and then make money off their confidence, talking other people who are less confident into stuff. Typical influencer shit, don't you think? So, thank you so much for your support and watching this video. I'm going to leave you a for-scratch video right here. Just give you the whole thing in one big long video, so that way you can really bring yourself up to speed on what's going on in 2025. Thanks again, watch out for influencers, and I'll see you on the other side.